The day my stepmother looked a judge in the eye and claimed I was mentally incompetent, I realized she believed she had already won. She sat confidently in the courtroom, wearing an expensive watch my late father had given her, telling everyone I could barely manage my own life. Around us, relatives nodded along, convinced I was unstable. No one questioned her story. I stayed completely calm because I knew something she did not. Her entire plan was only days away from collapsing. After my mother passed away, my father remarried a woman named Vanessa, who slowly took control of every part of his life. She distanced him from friends and family while enjoying the wealth he had spent decades building. When my father suffered a stroke and later passed away, I discovered he had secretly updated his will. He left the family home to Vanessa, but placed nearly all of his investments and business assets into a trust that belonged solely to me. Unfortunately, Vanessa had already learned about the change months earlier and quietly began stealing money before my father died. Instead of draining the account all at once, she moved thousands of dollars at a time into hidden companies she secretly controlled. By the time I uncovered everything, more than $300,000 had disappeared. She expected me to panic, accuse her publicly, and lose control. That would have allowed her to paint me as emotionally unstable and convince everyone she deserved to manage the trust instead. Rather than giving her what she wanted, I became patient. I stayed silent, attended family gatherings, smiled politely, and acted as though nothing was wrong while secretly tracking every transaction she made. What Vanessa never realized was that I had spent years working as a forensic financial investigator. Following hidden money trails was my profession. Every night after work, I traced bank transfers, corporate records, internet activity, and financial documents. I uncovered 3 shell companies she had created to hide the stolen money. Every transfer, every account, every digital record pointed directly back to her. I collected months of evidence into one organized binder, knowing the perfect opportunity would eventually arrive. That opportunity came when Vanessa filed a petition asking the court to declare me mentally incapable of handling my inheritance. She even convinced a psychologist to write a report diagnosing me without ever meeting me. Her lawyer submitted financial records showing the missing money as proof that I could not manage my finances. The courtroom was packed with relatives who believed every word she said. They expected me to break down under pressure. Instead, I calmly stood up and asked the judge if my stepmother had finished speaking under oath. When the judge allowed me to respond, I walked forward carrying the binder I had spent months preparing. I explained that I had not lost track of the missing money at all. I knew exactly where every dollar had gone. One by one, I revealed bank transfers, company registrations, ownership records, internet logs, and brokerage accounts, proving Vanessa controlled every shell company receiving the stolen funds. Then I exposed something even worse. She had forged a letter using my late father's signature to convince the court he had given her authority over the trust. A forensic document examiner confirmed the signature had been digitally copied, and the files showed the forged document had been created after my father died using software connected to her attorney's office. The entire courtroom fell silent. Vanessa immediately blamed her lawyer, while her lawyer tried to distance himself from the forgery. Their partnership collapsed in front of everyone. The judge denied her request, dismissed every claim against me, and referred both the fraud and forged documents for criminal investigation. Federal authorities also became involved because the stolen money had crossed state lines through wire transfers. Within weeks, Vanessa was charged with multiple crimes including theft, forgery, money laundering, and wire fraud. Her lawyer was also indicted for helping prepare fraudulent documents. The stolen assets were recovered, the shell companies were dismantled, and the trust was restored. Eventually, Vanessa accepted a plea agreement and received years in prison, while her attorney lost his law license. After everything ended, I sold the family lake house and used part of the money to create a college scholarship in my mother's memory. I hired new financial advisors, rebuilt my life, adopted a rescue dog, and slowly repaired relationships with relatives who had believed the lies. Looking back, I realized courage was never about feeling fearless. For months, I lived with anxiety, fear, and sleepless nights, but I refused to let those feelings control my decisions. If there is one lesson I learned, it is this. People who manipulate others often rely on emotion and confusion. They expect their victims to react without thinking. The strongest response is sometimes patience. Keep records, gather evidence, stay calm, and let the truth speak when the time is right. Lies may be loud, but facts never need to shout.